And so when people lose influence, they essentially go, I don't want to do the free markets anymore. I can't win in the free markets. Okay. So how do we just get rid of the competition? These people that purport to love the battle of ideas. Oh, it's about let the best idea win. They're the ones that call for censorship. They were the ones that were telling YouTube to censor my new platform, get rid of Candace, demonetize her, do all these things. I've lived it, Andrew. And that is why I'm very aware of what's happening to you. And I'm sick of people trying to dress it up as something else. Even sicker is I'm trying to pretend that it's like we're doing it because of our Christianity. No, you can no longer win in the free markets of ideas. So you are going after every person who does not hold your personal perspectives about war because it's no longer favorable. Okay. It's no longer favorable left and right.
Completely right. And you know what? That's one more thing I want to say. I don't know all these people who keep saying that my case in Romania, they pretend they give a shit about it. How much blood am I supposed to give to a foreign, questionable judicial system when I've never even had a trial? They've had 3 years of my life. I've been to jail. I was locked in my house for 2 years. I haven't seen my children. I missed my grandmother's funeral. My mother had a heart attack. I was stuck in Romania with no money, no cars, no access to my passport or my cryptocurrency. All of it was taken away from me. And in the end, they say there's not enough evidence for a trial and they send it back to be dormant. And people are sitting there saying I should give them more than 3 years of respecting their judicial system and just sit there for the next 5 years having my life wasted by some prosecutor who's funded by George Soros anyway? What kind of clown world are we living in? These people hate me so viscerally. They throw all due process out the window. The people who hate me are going to sit here and pretend that what Florida is doing is a fine, perfectly normal thing. When we all know it is communistic and it is dystopian. This is the Stasi themselves. And it's amazing. I actually love that you said that yourself, Candace, because when I've said that everything changed on October 9th after I criticized Israel's actions, I got called conspiracy theorist, but you felt it. You've seen it. If you have an opinion.
I was told it. You became persona non grata overnight. Literally overnight. It was just Andrew Tate now is this, and slowly everybody was pretending that they were invested in what was happening in Romania, but it had already been happening. It was already happening, and no one cared. And now all of a sudden they're making these strong statements. No one should speak to him. I mean, this is America. What do you mean no one should speak to him? I've been speaking to Harvey Weinstein for 2 years, as I believe he was wrongly convicted. He's a left-leaning, ADL supporting. It doesn't matter to me because this is not the way due process should work. Okay, yeah. And people should not be prosecuted because you don't like their ideas or you want something for them. We have to make sure we protect our judicial system. And so when I hear this, they took your technology as soon as you landed, what should be happening right now is left and right pressure should be put on Ron DeSantis and this attorney general to make a statement as to why that was done, under what grounds a preliminary investigation is done. I want to know what is the legal route to getting Ron DeSantis' text messages that day. I want to know who was texting Ron DeSantis. Is it a FOIA request? Who was emailing Ron DeSantis and texting him? I don't want your phone. I want his. Okay?
Yeah.
Your phone makes no sense to me. I want Ron DeSantis' phone. I want the Attorney General's phone. I want Utmeyer's phone. I want to know what donors texted you and told you to move because you were moving for donors and money and corruption, no different than a George Soros DA was doing. And I don't care if it's left or right. Wrong is wrong.
You nailed it. And you know what's interesting? This word, preliminary. You know, I went to jail preliminarily. You know, I was locked in my house preliminarily. You know, they stole all my money preliminarily. Then I fly to America, a supposedly free country. Let's remember, Romania was communist until 1989. I thought that was a communist nation. I fly to a free nation. Preliminarily, they steal my electronics to preliminarily try and nail a crime on me. My whole life has been preliminarily being destroyed, and no one's managed to come up with any kind of solid case against me ever. And it doesn't matter because I am being wrecked by the process. That's all they want to do. They want to endlessly process me and destroy my reputation, destroy my name, take my money away, and make it incapable. What they're trying to do is make it impossible for anybody to stand next to me because they know if I endorse somebody, I have power. So they want everybody afraid to affiliate their name with mine because of these stupid garbage charges that they keep preliminarily pulling out of their ass. They never have any evidence for anything. It's all preliminary. And it's truly, I'll be honest, Candace, if I was a slightly more sentimental man, part of me wants to cry because this is so ridiculous. This is so heartbreaking and so sad. For 4 solid years, every single day. I have protected my reputation. I protected my freedom. I've tried to financially provide for my family and protect my children for 4 solid years. And for the first time in 4 years, I finally had a genuine smile on my face. That private plane to Florida, I land to another preliminary investigation. Why? Why? I haven't done anything to anybody. You want to find a criminal? There's plenty of them out there. They don't have a victim. They don't have a witness statement. They don't have anyone complaining about me. They don't have a medical record. They have nothing. They have me, who they don't like. That's it.
And he said there's plenty of evidence. I'm like, oh, okay, so I'm supposed to believe that legal process took place within minutes is what he wants us to believe, because he made a statement on the day that you landed that they were opening that preliminary investigation. Now you're telling us they moved to collect your electronics, and we're supposed to believe that it took him, what did you land on Thursday? Did you land on Thursday? Hasn't even been 1 week? So it's so together. It takes years for them to bring about Jeffrey Epstein any charges, but they were able to do this in the state of Florida. They were able to preliminary and then move to a criminal investigation after 5 days. It took them 5 days.
Well, if they had the warrant to take my electronics when I landed, it turns out their preliminary investigation into a criminal investigation took less than that. It took my flight, which is 11 hours, because they already had. I don't think they would announce search warrants before they search. If they were going to raid the house I'm currently in, I guess they would do it before they tell me their search warrants. So I think the search warrants and the subpoenas they're talking about are the ones they've already executed when I landed, and they took all of my electronics. That's what I'm assuming. Perhaps tomorrow morning I'll have guests. But I've had my house raided 6 times. 6 times I woke up to guns. 6. And I've never been to jail. So I guess I'm used to it by now. So I'm just going to say yes, sir, no, sir, and comply like I did every other time to keep my life. But it's absolutely incredible. So I'm assuming these subpoenas were actually dragged up in the 11-hour flight. And what I understand from my preliminary investigations is that they were based on the old videos, which I've debunked 1,000 times, which every single girl involved has also debunked, which didn't even take place in Florida. They took place in Romania in 2013. Is there no other crime in Florida? I mean, this is crazy. If you're going to say that a man said something on YouTube, so let's launch a preliminary investigation and take all of his phones and laptops, then let's go get 50 Cent for saying he's a PIMP. I can find a PIMP video of him on YouTube right now. Let's take his What kind of world is this? It's kind of incredible. And part of it is humbling. But truthfully, the way they talk about me, the feminine frame of fear in which my name is used, these people talk about me like I can melt minds. I'm a full-grown man who had just been stuck in Romania for 3 years for absolutely no reason, who finally got freedom back and thought, you know what? To show respect to our commander-in-chief and this new administration, why don't I go home for the first time in nearly 7 years? I could have chosen anywhere. I could have gone Thailand. I could have gone Dubai. I thought, you know what? Let me go home. And this is the welcome I get.
Let me tell you,
heartbroken. I am heartbroken.
I am grateful that this, if you can just think of things to be grateful for, I am so grateful that Ron DeSantis never became president. My instincts were always right about him. He is a person that has no real power. He's just tailing between his legs, does whatever his donors want. I mean, if he wanted to make this look authentic, he could have waited a month. You know, he could have been like, well, you know, we saw him here and he said some stuff. I mean, he literally, it was like they took what was on my X feed from neocons and just said, okay, we're moving on that. You can't tell me you launched an entire investigation, or he didn't even sound like he knew what he was talking about at the press conference. He just said he's not welcome here. Oh, who's not welcome here? What are you talking about? Speak at length here. It seemed like he wanted to get off the topic very quickly because he didn't know anything about it. Do you think Ron DeSantis read through your Romanian case? Do you think Ron DeSantis or James or the AG read through your case and did any of that stuff? Did any work? No, they had videos that were being sent and texted to them. And that's why I think we have to have access to those messages. And I am a person that truly believes that left and right, there is so much corruption. It truly is a swamp, you know, and I'm not shocked by this because like I said, never for a single day was I behind Ron DeSantis because I saw that he was easily moved. easily moved by money and influence. And you can see that even in the laws. He's one of the governors that's squeezing speech, like, creating extra laws for anti-Semitism in Florida, like as if like it's a special kind of hatred. Like it's not. Okay. Hate is hate. It doesn't matter if it's happened to a black person, a white person, or a Jewish person. And I don't like him. And this just further put that nail in the DeSantis coffin for me. He's not a leader. He's pathetic. He's weak, and he can't express himself as a man and stand on principle. This is my opinion of Ron DeSantis, and he should be replaced. He should be replaced unless he can tomorrow stand before in a press conference and explain his logic on sending people to take your technology and explain why he had to launch a preliminary investigation as opposed to doing it years ago. If he can offer a valuable explanation, then I will go, okay, maybe, but I'm doubting that. Okay, this is reactive, and this is show me the man and I will find the crime.
Yeah, absolutely. And, as heartbroken as I am and as sad as I am about what's happening, I guess I have one gift from God. And that gift from God is that I've never really known battle fatigue. I was very happy on the flight over here after 4 long years, and I was prepared to finally put all of this garbage behind me and enjoy my life. But it turns out that God himself has another plan. And I will fight tooth and nail to the absolute end to expose every piece of corrupt actor, no matter where they work, in whatever level of office that they're in, who is currently trying to suppress due process in this country. Things have changed. Kamala lost. Trump is back. This is a new America. You're not going to be allowed to do the stupid things you were doing before. This is the same idiots who went after Trump. Letitia James has now got a new name. He's had a sex change and he works in Florida. And these people are trying to do it all over again. And I'm telling you that this will not end well for them. It will not end well for Ron. I had no interest in stopping his wife from becoming governor, but suddenly I do. You should not be trying to put innocent men in jail to score political points who have been through enough in foreign nations that do not respect due process. And it doesn't matter if you like me. It doesn't matter if you like what I say. It doesn't matter if you agree with me. I deserve a fair trial. You deserve a fair trial. Everybody deserves a fair trial. That is the basis of democracy. That is the American way. And as soon as that is impeded, even against your enemies, sitting at home and saying, well, I don't like Andrew Tate, so it's fine for his rights to be impeded and stamped all over, is the biggest mistake you can make, because after they're done with me, they're going to come for you. Luckily, whether you like me or not, I'm going to fight for all of us.
I totally agree. And so what is your lawyer saying the next steps are in terms of just dealing with this? I mean, he must just be completely confused, especially given the fact that you guys had brought a case, for those of us who read it, had brought a case against the girl who launched everything in Romania. I mean, I read her messages, I read the WhatsApp text messages, and that is why I said this case is not going to go through in Romania. What is your lawyer saying about this insanity?
Yeah, absolutely. We currently have a civil case against a woman who lives in Florida, who lied to Romanian police, who started that whole saga, and it's going very well, and we're winning, and they've been delaying as much as they can. It's very interesting that her legal team is a liberally funded George Soros NGO. Wonder where they came from and where they get their money from, but she has endless lawyers somehow. So they've been trying to delay the case as long as possible because she's banged to rights guilty. And it looks like that they may have been involved in this whole mess, trying to use it as an excuse to once again delay the civil proceedings against her. I would actually, if you could take the time, if you could talk to my lawyer directly, I would love for you to have him on, because he knows even more than I do about this. But he's as flabbergasted as I am. Everybody is just expressing shock and absolute disappointment that this is the welcome home I get after all this long period of time in foreign incarceration.
This is insane. And I mean, I guess you probably don't want to be in Florida anymore.
I don't.
It has become a hot hub for neocons. I will say that.
The thing is, if I leave now, they're going to think I'm guilty of something. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stay right here. I'm going to stay right here. I am right here. You know what's funny? I'm such a reasonable man. I am truly not a hardhead like people think. If Ron would have called me privately and said, please just go to another state, you know what I would have said? No problem. I would have just left. I'm not a hard guy to deal with. If I'm really not welcome, I won't stay. I don't want to overstay a welcome. But you want to play these games? I'm right here in Miami. Come get me, arrest me, perp walk me, put me on the news, tell everyone I'm a human trafficker. You think I'm not versed? You think I'm not ready? I'm a Navy SEAL in this shit. fucking come get me, raid my house, take my stuff. You think I sleep with a full phone full of evidence? You think I don't wipe my phone every night? You think I'm dumb? Come get me, arrest me. Let's do this all over again. I've done it for 4 years in Romania. You think I'm scared of your state jail after an Eastern European gulag? I'm staying right here until the case is concluded, because when I beat it here, then what they're going to say? I beat it in England, I beat it in Romania, and I beat it in Florida. I'll beat it everywhere because I haven't done anything to anyone. And if they think they have evidence to arrest me, I'm sure that's exactly what they're going to do. I'm waiting. I will turn on the kettle at 5 a.m. every morning. Hot coffee for every officer. Let's go. Let's go. Come do it. Let's go. I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah. That's the way to do it. I mean, the only way, you just have to go through it. You know what I mean? And that's the reality that we live in. There's corruption everywhere, whether it's in Europe. We've been speaking about that with the Emmanuel Macron case, whether it's happening in Romania, whether it's happening here. And for whatever reason, people think that you have to like someone in order to stand up and say what is happening here is wrong. And that is not the case. I do not agree with everything Andrew Tate has done in his past. I have spoken to you on air about those disagreements in your past. We have different faiths. I'm Christian. You are Muslim. You have perspectives. I got through part of a big chunk of your sit down with PBD. And honestly, when I was watching it, I was thinking this is why they want him gone, because the comments were so positive. You could see, why men like you. It's just interesting. I think it's the it factor that drives them crazy. It's the influence. And I'm sitting here, I'm going, I don't agree with this. I don't agree with that. They don't have the courage to disagree with you, Andrew. They don't even have the courage to sit down and have the debate and say, I disagree with you on that. They just want you wiped from the influence map because they have wiped themselves from the map of influence. That is my take on this. I truly believe that. And if you wanted me to have a different take, like I said, you could have waited 2 months to go after him. Made it seem organic, This doesn't seem organic to me. It feels like chicken filled with antibiotics, so you might get a Stop and Shop. You know what I mean? This is just not organic. This entire process is not organic, and it's so obvious to the public. And so I'm just calling on people to, if you think you passionately hate Andrew Tate, take the time like I did to go through the case in Romania, not what the news and the media told you about it, not what your Twitter told you about it, not what videos of Andrew looking 15 years younger tells you about it or about him and his personality. Look at the actual criminal case, understand why it was overturned and sent back down to its starting phase, and then come back and ask yourself why Ron DeSantis did what he did. Truly ask yourself that question. Just look at all of the evidence before you that the public opinion in America changed on Andrew Tate after he made statements about the children of Palestine. That's it. That's my opinion on it, Andrew. I totally respect you for taking this fight to them. There's no other way but through it. Like I said, is there anything else that you want to say to the public that they're watching this? This will really be your first statement since this has all happened.
I guess I feel like I have a lot to say, but to keep it short and succinct, I'm not hoping for any kind of special treatment from anybody. I certainly do not want any kind of advantages from anybody because I'm well known in any way, but I also don't want any detractions because of that. All I want is a fair trial and fair treatment under the law like every other citizen of the United States. And that's something we should all be championing for each other. The Democrats have lost. Trump is back. This is a new America. We're making America great again. The reason you live in this country, the reason all of us are Americans are for this exact reason. We all believe in law and order. We all believe in due process. We all believe in innocent until proven guilty. You can stop pretending I'm guilty of something I've never been accused of, I've never been charged with, I've never been convicted of in a foreign country where even a conviction would be highly questionable. I wasn't even convicted. It's innocent until proven guilty. This is due process. This is democracy. This is Trump's America. And throwing that out the window simply because you have personal opinions on somebody is exactly how the left win. That's how the liberals managed to hijack our entire system, because they would simply insult you in the media long enough for people to accept your rights being violated. It's a very simple tactic. They insult you in the media, then they violate your rights. And there's always some idiot at home with 3 brain cells who goes, well, I don't like him anyway. It doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. What matters is that our rights are respected and we all have innocent until proven guilty and we all have due process. And you should expect it of me just like I expect it for you.
I completely agree with that statement, especially regarding due process. You guys, I hope you hear that. I'll be reading your comments in a bit. We have to hop off to join Trump, or listen to Trump rather, his joint address to Congress, to a joint Congress pardon. And Andrew, I'll be wishing you luck, and I'm angry about it. I just think it's wrong the way that this went down. I think you're saying that you're going to investigate someone and then you're going to find a crime is sleazy business. And I've got a lot of questions for Ron DeSantis. I always have. I just don't trust the guy. Okay. Thank you so much for joining, and we'll be in touch.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Candace. Thank you.